Hello, my name is Muhtasim Elmoon. My ID number is 24055287 and this is my University of Hertfordshire's ID card. I will now begin my analysis of the question. This advice to the Suleiman concerns purchase of tables, chairs and a leather sofa set from Amjad Furniture Store and the issues that arose on delivery. The applicable legal framework is primarily the Sale of Goods Act 1979 because this is a business-to-business contract. Under Sale of Goods Act, all goods purchased in a contract of sale must comply with statutory implied terms, especially those found in section 13, 14 and 15 relating to correspondence with description, satisfactory quality, fitness for purpose and delivery, and installments. Suleiman has contractual statutory rights and may seek various possible remedies. The first issue falls under Section 13 of Sale of Goods Act 1979. By failure to correspond with description where Suleiman ordered 25 extra large grey marble tables, instead he received 10 medium marble tables, 9 wooden tables and 1 extra large marble table. This is a clear breach of Section 13 Sale of Goods Act, which requires goods to correspond with the description given that the time of contract. We must go through Section 13 and the elements that would lead to a sale of goods by description. Number 1. Goods are sold by description and must correspond to that description. Descriptive words used here are extra large grey marble tables, clearly goes to identity, Washington piggeries. Must demonstrate reliance by buyers on seller's description. Harlington and Christopher Hull Fine Art. Description must form a term of the contract. T and J Harrison and Knowles and Foster 1918. According to Remore and Co. and Langer and Co. 1920 on, where goods do not comply precisely with the contractual description given by the buyer and right to reject the goods as whole, therefore Suleiman is entitled to reject the entire delivery of tables even though on table matched the description. Suleiman has right to reject since the breach concerns a condition, not merely a warranty. According to the Section 15B Sale of Goods Act, Suleiman has the right to reject the goods, terminate the contract and claim damages. Now I am going to issue 2. The chairs were sold at 50% discount with the explanation that they are ex-display and had a minor wear and tear. Delivering chairs with grace marks and noticeable scrubs rises in the question of satisfactory quality. Section 14 subsection 2 Sale of Goods Act 1979. Goods must meet the standard that a reasonable person would regard as satisfactory. Taking into account description, price and known defects, since Suleiman has informed of minor wear, the threshold for satisfactory quality is lower. However, excessive or structural defects not disclosed may still breach the section. In Rogers and Paris 1987, even minor defects may render goods unsatisfactory. Another significant case law, Vanderstein and Primson Motors 1987, the test is whether the buyer could reasonably expect better quality for the price and circumstance. If the grease marks and scrubs exceeded what a reasonable buyer could expect from ex-display chairs, Suleiman may reject the chairs, request replacement and claim damages and request repair. Acceptance. Now it is took whether Suleiman accepts, since Suleiman only opened one box and acted quickly after discovering the defects. He is within its rights and under Section 35 Sale of Goods Act he has not yet accepted the goods, so rejection remains available. Now I am going to the last issue. Fitness for purpose. Section 14 subsection 3 Sale of Goods Act 1979, Sulaiman explicitly asked whether the sofas were suitable for circumstances with skin conditions. This is a clear case where the buyer relied on the seller's skill and judgment, and the seller gave an express assurance that the sofas would not cause problems. Therefore, under Section 14, subsection 3, the sofas must be fit for special purposes stated. Landmark case. Grant and Australian Nightingales 1936 held that goods that cause skin irritation may be breach fitness for purpose. In Baldry and Marshall 1925, if the buyer relies on the seller's recommendation, the seller is liable if the goods do not perform as represented. Since Sulaiman's daughter developed a rash from sitting on the sofa, he is likely breach of fitness for purpose, giving Sulaiman the right to reject the sofa set and claim damages. Time fair of rejection. Simmons claims Sulaiman is too late to reject the goods. However, this is incorrect, as the rejection time fair under Section 35 and a buyer may reject goods if they have not been accepted, they have not been in possession for an unreasonable time. Since Sulaiman acted the next day, rejection is still valid. Remedies of Sulaiman. Sulaiman has several remedies available under the Sale of Goods Act 1979 due to the store's failure to deliver goods which are matched their description and satisfactory quality and fit for purpose. First, Sulaiman may reject the goods and rescind the contract. Under Section 13 and Section 14 Sale of Goods Act, the tables do not correspond with their contextual description and the sofa is not fit for purpose expressly communicated. Since he discovered the issues immediately and notified the seller the next day, he has not yet accepted the goods under Section 35 and reject remains available. He may therefore refuse all goods and cancel the contract immediately. Section 2nd, he is entitled to pull a refund of the price late under Section 15B Sale of Goods Act. Breach of a condition such as failing to supply goods matching their description entitles the buyer to a refund. Third, Sulaiman may claim damages for losses scrapped. They may include costs associated with delays in renovations, loss of business use, inconvenience, and any additional expense resulting from needing to source replacement furniture. Personal injury resulting from sofa causing a rash may also give rise to damage under the principle in Giant and Australian Nightingales. Fourth, if Sulaiman prefers to not terminate the entire contract, he may request repair or replacement the defense items such as replacement the chairs without stains or delivery the correct extra large grey marble tables. Finally, he may refuse to pay outstanding balance because the seller has not performed their obligations. In conclusion, Amjad Furniture Store has breached several statutory terms under Sale of Goods Act 1979, including Section 13 by supplying tables didn't match their description, Section 14 subsection 2 by providing chairs of unsatisfactory quality, and Section 14 subsection 3 selling a sofa unfit for its stated purpose. As a result, Sulaiman is legally entitled to reject the goods, claim refund, damages, refuse to pay. Therefore, the store no longer forces him to continue with the contract. That's all. Thank you very much.